Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Three best bets are on the way for you guys in the college basketball and NBA. Let's dive into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Nova Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Last night, we had a 2-in-1 day on the channel. We cashed in on Tyrese Halliburton assist. No sweat bet there. I told you could even ladder that up, and if you did, you probably made some extra good money there. I told you to take the Iowa and Creighton over. No sweat bet there. Easily flew over that total there. We did lose on the USC team total. I do apologize on that loss because I did not know that Boogie Ellis wasn't playing. He was a late night game time scratch. I mean, I don't think anybody knew until literally the starting lines were announced and they said he wasn't going to play. And USC, I think they thought they were going to win that game without him, and guess what? They lost outright. So that's what they get for not playing their best player. It's kind of hard to go over a team total if your leading scorer and best player isn't playing. So I do apologize about that loss. Trust me, guys, I lost a lot of money on that bet because that was one of my favorite bets of the day. And once I saw that he wasn't playing, my heart literally sunk. It literally sunk. And I was watching in anticipation, hoping that they could get it done. But the offense really, like, they had no offense without him. I mean, Isaiah Collier did what he needed to do, but I mean, just wasn't there. So 2-1 on the day. Year-to-date record right here. Absolutely crushing it and killing it in basketball this season, just the entire month of November. So we've got a few more days in this month. You know, we got the holiday tournaments coming up as well. So we're just trying to heat up at the right time. So if you've been making some money on these shows, or if you've been appreciating the channel, if you could drop a like on it for me, I greatly appreciate it. And comment your best pick of the day below, so this way I can tell you guys, so this way I can make some money with you all as well. All right, my friends? So subscribe to the channel and let's dive into this first best bet. For our first best bet of the day, I'm going to go to a player that's been making us money this season. Kyle Kuzma and the Wizards. They're taking on Luka Doncic and the Mavs in this Wednesday night matchup in DC. And we've been able to successfully exploit this angle a few times this season on the channel. And I'm looking to do it again today. Look at the total for this game. It's at 246 currently on my book. That's absolutely crazy. That's a very high total for the NBA. Look at the Mavs team total. It's at 125. Look at the Wizards team total. It's at 119.5. So the question I've been asking you guys week after week, day after day to start this NBA season is, when you look at a total this large, when you look at a team total like the Wizards at 120 points, who is going to be the scorer for the Wizards? At first, at the beginning of the year, everybody was like Jordan Poole, but I think the consensus now that it's not a pool party. I think we all know now that Jordan Poole is a fraud, right? At least let's begin this year. He's got to figure it out. This is Kyle Kuzma's team, more than Poole's team, and we know that if Jordan Poole keeps up these antics, the more the team will pull and buy into Kyle Kuzma being their star. I think they're already on the brink of that already. So because of that, I'm going to go with Kyle Kuzma over 30.5 points and rebounds. I got it at minus 115 odds. And I really like this bet today because we're going to go with a little combo square, not just isolating his points, which is about 23.5. I do like that, but I think we can get a little bit of extra help and push from his rebounds as well. Kyle Kuzma on the year is averaging 24 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. So we're right there floating at this 30.5 number. But I mentioned the total being a big factor in this one, right? Now, if you look at it, Dallas and Washington are both top 10 in points per game and possessions per game. So what does that tell me? That we're going to get a ton of shots, which equals a lot of points, and that also equals a lot of rebound opportunities, because a lot of shot attempts means a lot of rebound opportunities. In 4 games this year, when there's been a game total of 235 or higher for the Wizards, right? Let's look at the game logs for Kyle Kuzma. The first game of the year was against the Pacers. He had 25 points and 2 rebounds. So even though he went under and he did not get it done for us on the rebound side, it was still a very good scoring performance. So again, if you want to sprinkle a little bit on his points over, I'm not opposed to that. Look at game 2, November 1st against the Hawks, another high scoring team that plays very similar to the Mavericks in terms of pushing the pace. 25 points, 9 rebounds, flew over this total, got it done. Game 3 against the Hornets, he had 33 points and 9 rebounds, flew over this total. The other 4th game where we had a very high total was like a back-to-back where they did the Hornets at home and they did the Wizards at home. So he faced the Hornets again, and he only had 17 and 6 in that matchup. So he did go under, but it's very hard to face the same team back-to-back games, especially when you drop 33 and 9 on them the first game. I guarantee you they're going to scout a little bit different. You're the main focal point of the scouting for it, right? So I kind of understand why he went under in that game. So if you look at his performances in high totals, he has flirted with this number just about every game, and he's been able to score points as well. He's averaging 20 shots per game and 7 3-point attempts per game. So that means that there's a lot of volume that's coming from Kuzma here. I absolutely love this. And then when you also look at it, both Dallas and Washington are in the bottom 10 in rebounds allowed per game. So for me, I think this is just going to be an opportunity because of the high total for us to get a lot of shots up, a lot of points, a lot of rebound opportunities. I think Kuzma goes over this in just his points alone. In all honesty, he can. He dropped like 33 last game. And as long as Jordan Poole continues his antics, I think Kuzma understands this is an opportunity for him to step up, help lead this team to victory. I mean, as much as they can win, or at least just kind of set himself up for his next contract, because Jordan Poole is certainly shooting himself in his foot for his next contract. So give me Kyle Kuzma over 30.5 points and rebounds, as we have a very high total in this one. This should be a run and gun game between them and the Mavericks, and I like the spot that we're getting with Kuzma today. Now for my second best bet of the day, I'm going to go up to the college basketball slate. I know we got burned on a team total yesterday, but team totals have been cashing for us. So just because you lose one time doesn't mean that we got to go away from it. And I'm going to run it back today, and I'm going to go with USF, a different US team, but we're going to go with USF team total over 81.5 points. You can play it up to 82.5. I'm seeing on certain books. I got it at -105 on Bovada. I see it at -115 on Caesar, so make sure you shop around. And we got USF in this matchup, and they're playing Central Michigan. And I really like this USF team this year. I might be a little bit biased because I got to play a little bit of basketball with Chris Youngblood a little bit during the offseason when he was training out there in Atlanta. He's an excellent player, so I'm wishing him the best of luck this season, bro. Good luck out there, man. But head coach Amir Abdur-Rahim, he comes over from Kennesaw State, and after leading the team to the tournament last year, I just really like the pieces that this USF team has, especially offensively. In their first game of the year, they scored 96 points, and granted, that was against a very weak South Carolina State team, but I watched that game, and there were a few things that really impressed me about this USF team in that game. One, their unselfishness. They had 24 assists on 34 field goals. So that means, like, I mean, literally every field goal was basically assisted on. I love to see that. And the second thing was their pressing defense. They run kind of like this half-court, three-quarter, full-court press. It's not really like Fairleigh Dickinson full-court press where they're trying to trap you and get a ton of turnovers, but they're really trying to slow you down on offense and let you get into your set a little bit later, and then maybe have a few errant passes here and there. And it worked against South Carolina State. They caused 21 turnovers in this matchup. Now they face a Central Michigan's team that comes into town. They're 0-3 on the year, and when you look at some of the teams that they face, I think this USF team matches up very evenly with some of the games that Central Michigan's already played, right? Look at some of the opponents they played. They played Oklahoma. They lost that game 89-59, so got smacked and went over that team total there. They played University of Louisiana Monroe. They lost that game 74-64, a mid-major school, but still dropped 74 points on them. And then they lost to Florida State in their last matchup 94-67. So granted, they played some good opponents, 2 Power 5 schools, but they've also shown that they're susceptible to getting scored on. I just mentioned USF's unselfishness and defensive intensity. Well, Central Michigan, guess what? Defensively, they're ranked 343 in defensive efficiency. And guess what their turnover percentage is on offense? 350. Out of 360 plus college teams, they're literally ranked in the bottom 25 in defensive efficiency and turnover percentage. 2 things that I believe that USF really will be able to exploit today, because that fits into their strong suit. So we don't have a ton of data to go off at this point in the season because USF has only played 1 game. But like I mentioned, I like the things that I saw of that team, and also that a player like Chris Youngblood, who transferred from Kennesaw State with Coach Rahim. There's a few other players who transferred from that Kennesaw State team that went to the tournament last year that almost upset Xavier in the first round of the tournament. So that means that kind of the integration of the system and learning it is not going to be as big of a learning curve or a barrier for them, you know, as it is a new coach going to a new team with a ton of new players, right? So I really like the fact that USF has a lot of weapons here. I think they try to speed Central Michigan up. Central Michigan has not shown us a lot of things on defense. If you don't like the team total, then you might want to look at the over. And I'm also not opposed to the full game spread, about 17.5. I'm seeing it at. I'm not opposed to that. I also like the first half spread as well. I think USF is the much better team. I think they force a lot of turnovers in this matchup, be able to get out in transition, dish the ball like they've been doing, and score some points. So good luck to this USF team tonight. Go over their team total, 81.5 points. That's our second best bet of the day. Now for our third and final best bet of the day, I'm going to head back to the association here. And I know it's basketball season and everybody everybody wants to turn $10 into $10,000. I've been seeing Calling Our Shot try their hand at the ladder challenge a few times. I've seen a few people try it, and Gambling Twitter try their hands at it, and I've seen them all fail. So guess what? I'm gonna put on my cape here today, and I might try my hand at the ladder challenge here on the free three with DYF bets. So let's go for it. Let's see what we can do, okay, my friends? So I'm gonna go with the same game parlay for this one, and it's the first game of the big three in Phoenix together. I think it's gonna be an absolute rocking atmosphere. I'm excited to see how Durant, Beal, and Booker all play together. I think it's going to be an amazing atmosphere. So for our first day of the ladder challenge, we're going to go with Bradley Beal to get 3+ rebounds. We're going to go with Devin Booker to hit 2+ 3-pointers. And then we're going to go with Anthony Edwards to grab 4 rebounds. You parlay all three of those together, you get the plus 150 odds. Feel free to play around with the numbers on your book if you want to, but I think all three of these guys go over this total today. Bradley Beal's only played 3 games so far this year due to the injury, but he's grabbed 8 rebounds, 4 rebounds, and 4 rebounds. So guess what? Gone over this total. His line is at 3.5. It's a little bit juiced, about like minus 135, minus 140. I do like that line individually. I would take that personally, and I actually am going to give it out to the Discord group. Click the link in the bio to join my free Discord group where I'm putting out more winners and plays every single day, just besides these 3 picks, and I got live call outs, all of that going on in there. So make sure you guys join that group. Yesterday we cashed on Syracuse live when they were down by like 20+ points to Colgate. We took Kansas live when they were down against Kentucky. We took Michigan State at like plus 10.5. So there's a lot of opportunities that you can get when you're a part of a Discord group, and I would love to have you guys a part of the community. So make sure you guys click that link and join that. So again, I do like Bradley Beal to get these 3+ rebounds. Not a huge number for him to get, and I think it should be pretty easy for him to grab a few rebounds. He's done it every game this year, so there's no reason why he shouldn't do it today. And now for our second leg, we got Devin Booker to hit 2 3-pointers, right? There's a point of emphasis that the coaching staff has really put on Phoenix this offseason, especially on Devin Booker. They want him to shoot a lot of more 3-pointers. Durant, we know what he does in the mid-range. There's really no need for Durant and Booker just to be tearing apart the mid-range, hitting all these 2-pointers. They want you to stretch the floor. Now, granted, Devin Booker has only played 2 games so far this year, but if you look at the game logs, he went 3 of 8 in his first game from the 3-point line. In his second game, he went 5 of 7. So my thing is, I just need him at 2 threes today. He's gone over in both the games, but I love the fact that he's getting the volume. He's getting the shot attempts up. And when you look at a Minnesota team that's in the bottom half of the league in 3 points allowed per game, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Booker to hit to get to this total. We just need 2 3-pointers. I don't see why he shouldn't do it with the score of his caliber and the fact that he's been rested for Lord knows how long with that leg injury. So as long as he plays the minutes, there's no reason why he shouldn't get it. And now for our final leg, Anthony Edwards to grab 4 rebounds. He's averaging 6 rebounds on the year. He's gone over this total in 4 of the last 5 games. So for me, Anthony Edwards, everybody talks about that Kobe factor. He's got the Mamba mentality. They don't build him like that anymore. All right, so if he's not built like that, then you got to show out, right, against the good teams. And for me, I feel like if you guys are hyping up Anthony Edwards, don't get me wrong, I'm on the Anthony Edwards hype too. Like, I've been a fan of him since he was at Georgia. So like don't get me wrong, I love that hand. But a lot of people are just taking his bets because they feel like he's going to turn up against good teams. Well, this is the perfect opportunity. You're literally going to go against Durant, Booker, and Beal, and this is the second night of a back-to-back for you after that game against the Warriors last night. He might be a little bit fatigued, but I think he's going to get the opportunity to grab these rebounds, especially guarding Booker and guarding Beal. Getting in those positions to grab those rebounds should be key for this Timberwolves team today. So we just need these 3 guys to hit for our first leg of the ladder challenge. Bradley Beal 3+ rebounds, Booker 2+ rebounds, Anthony Edwards 4+ rebounds, plus 150 odds. Again, you can play around with those numbers, tease some guys up even more if you want to, and then take a leg out, whatever you want to do. But that's what I'm going to go with as our same game parlay in our first leg of the ladder challenge. Plus 150 odds, double our money to end the night. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 bets, 3 winners that are headed your way on this November slate on this Wednesday card. Kyle Kuzma over 30.5 points and rebounds. USF team total over 81.5 points. Our same game parlay, our first leg of the Loud Challenge. Bradley Beal 3+ rebounds. Devin Booker to hit 2 3-pointers. Anthony Edwards to get 4 rebounds to tuck us in late night. That's it for me today, my friends. As always, let's continue to get to that paper. I can't wait to see the picks and plays that you make. And as always, dictate your fate. I'll see y'all in the next video. So let's get after that money today. Later, gang.